Good morning, everyone. This is Tony from her Homestead Skills. Seem to have a frog this morning. Anyway, I won't be in the kitchen today. I've made pasta enough to last for at least a week. And we've been feasting off that turkey ever since Mark made it. And just having a side dish with it. You know, slices of turkey and a side dish, either bean salad or some of my pickled preserves, vinaigrettes, or what else was it that we had? I don't know, but we always had a side. And almost done. And actually Mark's got the bones simmering, making a stock, and I asked him if he wanted me to can it, and he said no. Stay away, leave it alone. He intends to make turkey soup, and I think that we may be able to get one more meal before he takes the balance and adds it in his soup. But so yeah, it's I wouldn't say that it was the most economical meal, but it certainly has lasted for quite a while. So even though I did pay $35 for that turkey, it made enough meals. So I intend to get out and about today. I think I had discussed on a previous video that I've had a lot of trouble trying to grow plants in this environment, and people keep suggesting that maybe I should try some grow lights or something like that, or LED grow. You know, there are LED lights now that also can work, and I've done a bit of research, and some LED lights would work as grow lights, but not all of them, so you have to be careful which ones you buy. But I do have this small wire rack that I had purchased last year in order to try and create a little makeshift greenhouse, and I bought plastic for it. That didn't work, but I still have that little wire rack, and I have brought it inside and I've put plants on it, but it's not getting enough light, and my plants are all slowly dying. So I think today I'm going to go and research and see what I can get as either a little bit of a strip light that I can add on the top of it, and those shelves can be moved up and down. And the reason for that is not so much for the plants I have in-house right now, but to be able to start seedlings. And seedlings need a lot of light, and it's still too cold when I want to start them in the spring. So you really do have to start them inside here. And I really have to find a way to make that work for me rather than having to go out and buy ready-made plants. I mean, I can always do that. I can buy little plants that somebody else has started from seed. But I'd rather start my own. And yes, I've always started my tomatoes, and they always got leggy. But once I put them in the ground, they recovered pretty quickly anyway, so I didn't worry too much about that. But if I want a bit more variety, if I have to come up with a solution where I can start seeds indoors. So that will be one thing I will research today. I have lots of time for it. It doesn't have to be done today, but I can see what is available, and I'm going to do that. And after that, maybe I'll hit a thrift shop. Maybe. I have a lot of concerns about what's going on in Canada these days. I don't want to get into the political aspects of it, but it is political, that is causing grief, and it's kind of scary. I think that there was a time where those in power could control the message. And that was when people counted on a newspaper to get their information. And that wasn't that long ago. 20, 30 years ago, people did count on their newspapers, their newscasters on television, and they believed most of what they heard. And so the message that those in power wanted to portray was they pretty much had control of it. And of course, with the internet, all of that has changed. Individuals like myself can say, "Hi folks, how are you doing?" and anything else I might want to say. And I'm not much of a political person, but there are those that are. And there's a lot going on politically, not just in this country, but also in the US, in Europe, in Russia, in Ukraine, you name it, it's all over the world. Governments are struggling to control their populations, to control the message. Even China's finding it a little bit difficult to control their population. And I suspect that they don't want an uprising there, so they are loosening the control that they've exerted over their population in the last little while. Iran, ongoing. You would have thought by now that that would have been crushed, and yet those women are still in the streets, still objecting to the control that has been exerted over them forever. And so, yes, the power is being wrestled out of the hands of those that thought they had it. They never did have it, they just thought they did. I mean, I've known people too. If there's too much controls exerted over their lives, they just tend to do whatever they want to do on the quiet. So now people are not doing it on the quiet. They're openly defying those that would control them. So we have an issue. We do have an issue, and it's world. It's happening across the world. And they're kind of trying to control who earns a living, who gets to eat what foods, who gets to speak, whose message gets to get heard, who has security. Yeah, it's a bit of a crazy world. And so, yes, lots of concerns. And I think I'm going to go and check the grocery stores. I know that the last time I was there, the stores were chock full of food. Every shelf was full. I did go on the days that they were probably stocking up anyway, so yes, there were people busily stocking shelves to make sure that it was ready for them. I suspect the shelves will be full right now. I don't see any lack, but it's early in the year. And interest rates continue to rise, inflation continues to rise. So do you still have time to prep if you haven't been doing it? Absolutely. And I'd say go for it. Prep as much as you can. Put aside as much as you can. Who the heck knows when the crunch will come? And if the food shortages don't occur, you'll still likely be paying a lot less for the food that you buy today over what you will be buying next week and the week after that. Well, we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm out for the day. Just checking in, say hello to everyone. And although there are those that say hoping for the best is not enough, it may not be. So let's prepare for the worst. But there is no harm in hoping for the best. Anyway, this is Tony from Her Homestead Skills, and we'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.